Okay, we're right now recording. Okay, so right now, this is Cad for Construction, March the 20th, 2024, and this is for MCC. This is the spring 2024 semester. We are working right now in the custom garage, the second lecture. So we're going to be working on this right now. So moving into this right now, what we have happening right now is we have this, and this is what we worked on last week. Now, just to review, what we had done is last week, we had a level one. Now, level one looked like this, if you recall. And as we took a look at this, we had all of our dimensions in place. You should have your dimensions in place, and the dimensions will look like what we have on the handout. So the handout is the guide. Now, again, the goal and what we're doing here is you want to essentially make this, okay? Now, the reason why you want to make this is because whenever you're talking about working with any kind of construction, and you all have some desire to be part of the construction industry in some capacity. Now, I'm telling you right now that this is always going to be the deliverable. This is going to be the most important thing you're going to have here. This is a very simplified set right here, but this is what you're going to get paid for. When I'm a designer, when I designed that cottage, which I'm actually done with right now, when I did that cottage for my customer out in Michigan, the one thing that happened is we talked about what we're going to do. We worked on it and so forth. The deliverable is this. That's a huge word right there. Learn the word deliverable. Whenever you work, and this is the other thing, having been in business for most of my career right now, I'm looking at this right now as you would work with it actually in business. When you're working with somebody who actually is charging people for money, you have to work with them and give them what they need so they can charge a customer. And ultimately what's happening is the customer wants a deliverable. The deliverable in this case is a simple set of construction documents, 6 pages, and we are going to put that together right now. So the biggest thing though right now is we want to make ours match these. So you'll notice that as I went through these, I have dimensions placed on these, and we have each of these. So our goal is to make your project look like this as closely as you can, and that is how it's going to be graded. All right, you want to get it dead on. The reason why is because this is a clearly copyable, and you guys will have it in your hand. You guys can actually make this. So it's actually reproducible, and that's what we want to do. All right. So we've got the first floor. That's done. Moving on. Oh, Armando, do you have that? Did the file come through? Okay. So we have that right here. And then the other one we have here is level 2. Now, level 2 should look like this. This is what level 2 looks like. So we have that. Now, those together are giving us the basic. Now we're going to go down here to the footing. So when you take a look at the footing, your footing looks like this. And you may say, well, wait, I didn't draw that footing. Oh, yes, you did, because this footing is our slab. Okay, that's what that is right there. Now, as far as this goes, this is a pretty basic thing. Turn in your set of documents right here to page I think it's A4. Turn to A4. Yes. And on A4, you're going to notice that it's got some dimensions on here. Pretty easily done. Now, since we have this is already in place, we're going to do this right here. To put in dimensions, we're going to go right up here. These are where you put in your dimensions. Now, there's 2 different kinds of dimensions, as I mentioned before. Let me show you this right here. If I click right here, and some of the blue dimensions come up, they let me edit it. Okay, in this case, they didn't show up. So what I'm going to do right now is put in permanent dimensions. So this is what you do. Up here, you go to align dimension here, and then you just go ahead and you pick a point here, you pick a point there, and you drop that there, and that says 30 feet. And then you do the same thing over here on this side. Pick a point here, go like that. And that's 24 feet, okay? So that should be the size right there. So go ahead and put your dimensions down and make sure they're right. So you want to make sure that they're correct. Yeah.
I have like you can see like walls on the edge of mine. Is that okay?
Nope. It's not. You're looking right now on the footing, correct? All right, let's check this out. 30, okay, let's see. Okay, let's see, okay. 24 right there, that's it. So you have that. Let's take a look at your 3D. Go ahead and your little house. Let's see what 24 and 1. Okay, that looks pretty good. Go back to your footing. You know, that could be a graphics thing, so don't worry about that. Sometimes, again, by the way, I've mentioned this before, and it's not a dodge. But what will happen sometimes is when you're working with non-Revit certified graphics cards, you will get soup to nuts sometimes in the way it displays some things. You might zoom out and something will disappear. You'll zoom in, they'll show up again. In this particular case, Casey, it's Casey, right, is getting actually a interior line right there. I don't know why, it shouldn't be there, but it could be something else that's going on right there, but very often it's because you're dealing with machines that do not have a Revit compatible card. And if it's not 100% compatible, we get what we refer to in the industry as undocumented features, okay? So that's what you're getting right now. So don't worry about that. I won't grade you lower for that, okay? So that's what happens sometimes. But it should be 30 by 24, okay? The one I gave you guys should be dead nuts because it's the same thing. Everyone else okay there, 30 by 24? Okay. So now that we have that, I have a couple other notations right here on this one. One says thickened slab, 12 inches by 24. Well, what's a thickened slab? Well, first of all, you've all seen a garage before that's just on a slab. Most of you probably have garages that are on slabs. There is something, though, there's a technique that is used very often, and that is actually where they will actually build what's called a thickened slab around the edge. And what that does, and I talked about this before, what that actually goes in around the edge of it, it's like a tooth around the edge, kind of like digs in, it actually goes a little further. Commonly done. And so we're going to do that with ours right here. It's not hard to do. I'm going to show you how to do it right now. So what happens is the reason this does is to actually grant stability to the slab when it's in place right there. And this is something that actually, as you get into doing more things and you start learning about road construction and so forth, you'll be finding it's all about the foundation. It's all about the footing. It's all about how that has all been put together. And that's what we're looking at right here. Buildings are the same. So taking a look at this right now, here's the completed version over here. I think this is the one. Yeah, this is the completed version right here. So let me show you something here. On this one right here, I have this. And if I take a look at this in 3D, I've got this thing right here. And notice this right here. I've got this. Okay, what is that? Okay, what's that around the edge? Well, first of all, let me add some realism to it. And if I go to here right now and touch this, what's that? Well, what that is right there, that's what I'm talking about. That's the thickened slab edge. Now, this actually right here, it says slab edge thickened 24 by 12 inches right here. We're going to put that on right now. So let me show you how we're going to do this. Go to your 3D version of your structure right here. Go to here. And let's take a look at this. So go to 3D. And I'm going to show you how to put this in. It's actually kind of cool here.
I feel like it already has it.
What's that?
No, it doesn't have it already.
You don't have it yet. No. And the thing is, so if you go like this, it's not there, just flat. See that? So what we're going to do is we're going to put it on right now. So get it in this kind of angle right here. And you're going to go here to structure. I think it's under here in structure. And we're going to go over here to slab. And we're going to go here to slab edge. You see this right here? You guys see that? Structure, slab edge. Okay, go to slab edge. And then what you're going to do is just go over here and touch this edge and click on it. And you see that profile? That just added it. And then you're going to go here and do it again. And then I'm just going to rotate around here. And you can see it in profile so you know where you put it on and where you haven't yet. I'm just going to go all the way around until we get to here. And we'll put it right there. And what that does is that gives you that thickened slab right there. So you go around, go ahead and do that. And then what you're going to do, you're going to go back to your footing. And when you take a look at this, we are then going to do this. We're going to add a note. Now take a look on page A4. Take a look on page A4 and there's a note. And the note says thickened edge slab, 12 inches by 24 inches. You guys see that?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to put that note in right now. So to put that note in, we go up here to the letter A. This is where we go to text. So click on the letter A, and we're going to put in right now what is known as a leader. Let me show you what a leader is. When you start your text, you'll notice right here, you got the letter A here. You've got a 2-segment leader here, a straight leader, and a curved leader. You guys see this? So we're going to go right here to the 2-segment leader, and we're going to take it. We're going to click right here. We're going to pull it up like there and click there and go over. And we're going to type in thickened edge slab, 12 inches by 24. And it's going to be too small, but that's okay because we'll make it larger. Thickened edge slab, 12 inches by 24 inches like that. So we'll do that. Okay, so go ahead and type that in. That's the note right there. Thickened edge slab, 12 inches by 24 inches. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and you want to enlarge this when you're done. So to enlarge the text, you're going to click on this. And you're going to go over here and change it to 1/4 inch Arial right here. So you click on the text and choose 1/4 inch Arial, and that'll make it larger. And then it'll look like this right here. Okay, how we doing there? You guys doing all right? Okay, save your work.
You have to type it in. You have to type in.
You have to type in this word, yeah, these words. You have to type in that text.
How did you make it bigger?
Okay, what you do is you go here and you start by clicking on text. Then once you've done that over here, this menu comes up, and this is where you can choose whether you have a leader or whether you don't. This is no leader. This is with a leader. See that? And then you will click on where you want to go right here and go over, and then you'll type in your note.
Right. Okay.
Got it.
Yep. Okay.
How do you make the letters bigger?
Okay, to make the letters bigger, once you got them in there, press your escape key to end the text and then click here. And then you're going to go over here. With it selected, anytime you have an item selected and you want to change it, you go up here under your properties. And on your properties, it's going to look like this, 330 seconds. You're going to change to 1/4 inch Arial. And when you make a 1/4 inch Arial, it's going to get larger. That working okay, Colin? Armando, is that working okay? Okay, great. Okay, how we doing there, guys? Making sense?
Yeah.
Okay, now, you're gonna notice, if you take a look on page A4, that there's a dashed line around the perimeter. That dashed line around the perimeter represents the thickened edge. Okay, so we're gonna put that in right now. Now to do this, I'm gonna show you a trick here. We're gonna go over here to the annotate tab. When you go to the annotate tab, there's actually some things that you can put in here that are just purely annotation. They're 2D, and we're gonna do that right now. So on the annotate tab right here, one of the things we have here is what's called a detail line. You guys see this right here, detail line?
Yeah.
So click on detail line, and then over here, we're gonna do this. It's set up as a hidden line right now, and you're gonna notice that we can make a rectangle. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go here to rectangle, and we're just gonna make a rectangle here down to here, okay? And then we're gonna resize it when we're done. So just go ahead and put it in roughly like that, and then we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna change its size. So you put that in and it's going to be a dashed line. Now, the thickened edge slab, since it's 12 inches by 24, what that means is it's actually 24 inches wide, which means at this point, let me make sure I got this right. And I think I do. And let me go over here and let me go to this footing here. Okay, and this one right here, I've got this, and this is actually a 20, it's actually supposed to be 20 feet, yep. Because it's actually 2 feet on each side. So what you're going to do is this right here under your footing, you're going to do this. You're going to go ahead and we're going to make this one. Let's go ahead and make that one. Sure I got the right one here. Make sure I'm seeing the right thing. All right, and so we want to go ahead and we want to make this footing the appropriate size. Let me make sure I've got the right one. Second here. Okay, 3. I just do that. Okay, and move my sheets here. Okay, good. All right, so over here, the footing. Okay, so the footing right here, we're going to click here, and let's just make sure that's 20 feet. So that should be 20 feet. And then this other one, and so if it doesn't say 20 feet, just go in there and type in 20 feet. That's going to be the vertical. And then we're going to go here, and this one is also 20 feet. And then we're going to click on this, and this one should be 26. We'll make that 26. And then at this point, to select all of these lines together, because mine's not centered. If you're centered, you don't have to worry about this. If they're not, then you want to select all 4 of these lines. And the easiest way to do this is hover your cursor over one of these dashed lines and press your tab key, and they'll all be selected. Just click on it and then just use your arrow keys, and you just use your arrow keys to eyeball it. I'm not worried about it being exact, but that is how you'd move it all over. And then that's a complete drawing right there. That's all we need right there. So that's thickened edge slab, 12 inches by 24 inches. Then you want to save it. That work okay there, Colin? Casey, working okay? Okay, Armando, is that working okay? Okay, so you want to save that. So what we just did there is we have now identified a thickened edge slab. So that was the next thing. So now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to start to place these items onto our sheets. Now, this is where this gets interesting, because when you're working with Revit, everything that you ever work on is actually ultimately going to wind up on a sheet, and then you're going to print it up. Because again, having a set of construction documents is actually a big deal. I'm going to work on getting you guys, they've been having some issues with these plotters here. They've been here for years and they've never worked very well. I used to have 3 plotters at my old business up in Clayton. And we used to have all 3 of them cranking at a time. You know, we pumped out a lot of stuff here. And those have been sitting there hardening since I got here. No one ever uses them, which is just tragic to me because those are really worth something. Those should be actually working, but they're not. Anyway, so here's the thing. So we have that going on right there. And what we want to do is put together sheets. Now, I actually have already put together your sheets in here. So let's go down here in our project browser down here. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to cover sheet. So go to your cover sheet and it should look like this. Go to your cover sheet. You guys will see in this custom garage, there's nothing there yet. Okay, so what we want to do is we actually want to place right here, we want to put in a 3D view of our garage. Okay, now how do we do that? Well, there's a few things that we can do right here. I'm going to show you how to make this happen right now. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go out here to our 3D view of our project. So go out to your 3D view right now and get it to look the way you want to. You kind of take it and you want to adjust it so it's got kind of a nice angle on it. And, you know, you might want to have, you know, more or less, but just adjust it. Because what we're going to do right now, we're going to save this as a 3D view. And when we save this as a 3D view, we can then use it to actually put on our cover sheet here. So to do this now, get it the way you want it. And then we're going to go over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to save this as a 3D view right now. So scroll down here and under 3D views, you'll see there's a plus sign to the left of that category. And you'll notice right down here, it says 3D right here. You guys see that? Mm-hmm. So you're going to rename this. Just go ahead and double click on it and just call it cover sheet. Cover sheet.
All caps.
Yeah, cover sheet view like that. Just as you got that. I like to put it all in caps because it's easier for me to find what I have done when I'm working on it. So I like to do it that way. So now what you just did there is you now have your own view. Okay, so we call it cover sheet view. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go to our sheet. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to grab this cover sheet view right here. Watch this. I'm going to drag it over here. So I drag it over there and I drop it. There's my cover sheet, just like that. So I got that. And then you can go ahead and just drag it right in position like that. And you'll notice that a title comes in with it, cover sheet view. Now, for us right now, we can make it larger or smaller, but that should be just about perfect, right? Like that, okay? So you can move it over a little bit, but you're going to go ahead and place that in there. That work okay, Casey? Nope. Okay, Colin, that work okay? All right, good. Armando, that working okay? All right. Okay. Give that a shot, everybody. All you're doing is you're saving that 3D view. And then what you're doing is just simply dragging. You're just dragging it onto this one right here. Okay.
Is there a way to like center everything down the middle for the cover sheet?
What's that now?
Is there a way to like center everything down the middle for the cover sheet?
Yes, you could. If you wanted to center it, that's a good question. What you would do is this. If you go out here to architecture, let's see here. Probably not going to go there. Let's go to annotate. And under annotate, what you could do is you could actually put in a detail line halfway through. Like you go to detail line here and you find it right here. See what I'm doing right now?
Yeah.
And you go ahead and grab that and you go straight down and you can line it up. Okay. Make sense?
Okay.
Yeah. So you could do that if you want to make it all lined up. For right now, I'll let you fine tune that later, but there's a few different ways to do that. Okay, so what we just did right there is we have just established a way for actually identifying this. Now, here's the good thing about this. Why did we do it that way? Why did I just, well, Tom, why did we just go ahead and put the 3D view on there? Because that's going to change. Because every time you change a 3D view, it's going to impact this. Since we save this view, that's static, meaning that this view, we know what's going to show up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, because everything in Revit is constantly moving. If we had used the 3D view, which I did once, and I found out the hard way, it kept on shifting around on me. And I was trying to show in the middle of class, I'm thinking, why does this thing keep moving? Because I didn't do it this way. And there's a few other ways to do this. You could actually go in, and this is where, if you have a rendering program, and here's the thing, the best one out there, if you want to take a note of this, the best rendering program out there, the least expensive and the easiest one to use is called Enscape, Enscape. That's what I use, and you can actually do a really beautiful rendering of this right here, and then put it right there. So for right now, we're not going to worry about, we're just going to leave it like that right now. We'll get to the rendering stuff. We won't even get to the rendering stuff very much this class at all. So that's custom garage. Now let's go to first floor plan. Now the first floor plan looks like this. And you'll notice I do have a note right there. You can leave it there because we're going to use it. But when you go to the first floor plan, now what we're going to do is go over here to level 1. So go to level 1. It's going to take this and you're going to drag it over here. And you're going to drop it just like that. It's going to take it and drag it and drop it. Now at this point, it's kind of smallish, but that's okay because we can fix it. And what we're going to do, did you guys get that to drag on top of it?
How come it says the stairs?
That note, we're going to move it around. That note I just kind of left in there. So just don't worry about that so much. Now this one, what we're going to do right now is when you take a look at this, first of all, you're going to notice something. First of all, the scale of this particular sheet is actually not the same as what's in your plan. Let me show you this. Turn to page A1. Turn to page A1. And when you turn to page A1, look at the scale at the lower left. What's the scale that it's set at? Yes, and what's ours is set at 1/4 inch. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to change that right now. So to do this, we're going to do a little bit of tweaking too. So let's go back to level 1. So double click on level 1. And when we go back to level 1, we're going to tweak a couple things. First of all, we don't need to see these elevation markers. So click on one of the elevation markers, and then you can right click your mouse, hide in view, category, and that's going to hide those. So that cleans that up. And so this is something you're going to be doing, you know, all day, every day when you're working with this. You're going to be turning things on and turning things off. Now that we've done that, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to change the scale. Down here, you'll go down to the scale, just where I grabbed here, and you're going to go to 3/8 of an inch equals a foot. So let's do that. And when you make it 3/8 of an inch equals a foot, it's going to change a little bit here, but not too much. We're going to see it when we go back to our first floor right here. Now, when you go to your first floor, you're going to notice that this is kind of moved around. So we're going to take it and move it. It's going to take it and move a little bit so it's centered. Okay, now this down here may have moved off the page. That's okay. Just going to click on it and drag it over individually like that. And then when you get this together, it's going to look roughly like that. Now this add exteriors notation, you just click on that and you just go ahead and move it. It's actually that right there can just be moved.
Yeah.
So you click on it and you can just move it. Like I'm doing right here, and I'm going to make it point right at the stairs like that. So you just want to kind of move that around a little bit to get it where you want it to be. And it's going to do that. Okay, and that's just to kind of make it work right there. You could put your own notation in there, but for right now, that's what it has. Yeah.
My line at the bottom is very long.
Okay, if your line at the bottom is very long, this is how you fix it. All right, what you want to do, Casey, is take your cursor and hover it over the edge of this view and click on it. And when you do that, do you see how this now has this line underneath it, has blue circles on both sides? Click it and drag it to the length you want it to be, okay? Make sense? Yep. Yeah, so all of these things have resolutions. Okay, now, let me point something out here right now. Couple things. First of all, this particular sheet right here is a sheet that I did for my own company, okay? So Spring Drive Graphics is the name of my company. And I did this one right here. That's our logo. We put it right here. You can make your own title blocks, okay? And as you make your own title blocks, it makes you look like you are somebody. It's just, you'd be surprised, just a little thing like that makes a big difference to a customer. So anyway, I went ahead and did that, and I just used it for the class because I could. Okay, now down here, there's other information. Down here, there's information such as who worked on this, okay? So let's go down here, and we're gonna tweak on that as well. So take a look on the bottom. And this is what you're gonna do. Down here on this sheet, you're gonna notice that it says drawn by. Mine says Tom Brennan and checked by Tom Brennan. You wanna put your name in here. Put your name in here because you're the one that drew it, and put in the date. And today's date is 3/20/2024. Okay, so you want to put that in there. The project number, we can leave as it is right there. And here's something else you can do right now. Like if, for me, since I'm checking it for you guys, I'm leaving that in there. So you probably want to leave checked by as me as well, but put your own name in there. Put your own name as drawn by. So you got that. A1 sheet is fine. And now at this point, that's a legitimate title block. Okay, that's a legitimate project, and that looks about right. Any questions about that at all? They're working okay? All right, now, so what do we learn right here? We just saw that we've knocked out 2 of our 6 sheets in about 5 minutes, okay? This is kind of a cool thing, especially if you're in an office and it's Friday afternoon about 3 o'clock and you want to get out, all right? This is really cool. This is all you have to do. Now, this is the other thing I want to point out is remember when we went in here, we changed the scale? That means when you send this to the printer, it will automatically print at the appropriate scale. You don't have to think about it. Set it, forget it. It's done. It does all the crunching, does all the thinking. All you have to do is pick a scale. It's quite remarkable, really. Okay, so Revit's doing all that for you. Now, next thing, we're going to do the next thing over here. We're going to go to the second floor. So we go to the second floor plan, and there's nothing there. So you can guess what we're going to do. We're going to go over here to level 2. We're going to drag this over here. And when we do that, this goes in like that. And that's already set at 3/8 of an inch equals a foot. So we're good to go there. And I think we need to put in an attic stairs notation there too. So we'll put one in right now. So we're on here, and let's see here. So we'll put in, yeah, that's good. We'll just go ahead and not too much. Oh, the only thing I'm actually missing over here. I'm missing my I'm missing the tag, the window tag over here. So let's go back to level 2 and we'll make sure the tag's on. Do you guys have your tag here, the little marker right here? Nope. Probably don't. Okay, we'll put it on right now. So over here, there's supposed to be, turn to page A2, and we want to put in what's called a tag. So to do that, on the annotate tab right here, we're going to go here to tag by category. Choose tag by category and take your cursor, and we're going to touch this, and we're going to count. Let's make it go up. Well, it's going the wrong way, but that's okay. So we'll click on that window and do this. And then we're going to go ahead and click on this and just move it out here. So you're going to move it out there like that. Okay, and is that number 2? Is that correct? Yeah, that's correct. Now, you're going to notice that there's this little line here. Now, this is really fine tuning, but I typically, myself personally, don't like leaders. I think they look kind of lame. I avoid them every time I can. So click right on it. And what we're going to do is over here, you'll notice that there is a place to uncheck the leader line. So we uncheck the leader line, and at that point it unchecks it, and it goes in and leaves it like that. And then you can move this. Yeah, question?
What do you get to the tag again?
How do I get to what now? This to put in the tag, you mean?
Yes.
You go to the annotate tab right here, and then you go here to tag by category. And when you go to tag by category, you just want to touch this window and the tag will show up. You see it?
It will not let me touch the window.
Press your escape key a couple times. Let's try it again. Go to tag by category.
Yep.
Right here, and go ahead and touch that again.
It doesn't highlight it on the click.
Okay. Are you presently on level 2 or are you on the sheet?
I'm on the sheet.
You want to be on level 2?
I'm level 2.
Wait, is it fine if I have it, like I have the tag, but it's the other way?
Well, you want to move it. Like if it's over here, you just want to move it. So just click on it. A little move icon will show on that looks like this. It looks like a 4-sided arrow. So just click on it and drag, it looks like a little
You
compass.
said there's no tag loaded for floors. Do you want to load? one?
Yeah, you don't want a floor. We don't want a floor. So we want to tag the window. Could you help with that there, Ethan? And, so we've got, do you have that squared away there now, Logan?
Yes, right.
Okay, okay, good.
Thanks. Then you gotta undo the render, click on the, click on and apply. There you go.
All set?
Yeah.
Okay, now, as long as we're on level 2 right here, we're gonna put in a note for our attic stairs here, because these are attic stairs too. So what we do here is go to the letter A. And under the letter A, we want to pick this. You want to pick a leader. And then we're going to change our text here to be 1/4 inch Arial. And then we're just going to do what we did before. We click here and pull it down. And you're going to type in attic stairs. Like that. And that is all you need for that
Do you want
particular
us to do
plan.
anything with the thing in the bottom right, the description, that we call it? Change their names and stuff again for that one too.
Oh, okay, that's out here. It's on the sheet. Remember, it's under the sheet. So if you go here, that's second floor plan right here.
He wants to change that though?
The second floor plan, yeah, you go down here, you do the same thing. Like mine says right here, drawn by. And you want to put your name in there, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And you guys will do the same. Okay, and you're gonna also do the checker like that. And you're gonna notice that the date automatically updated with this, so we don't have to change that again. Okay, now here, let me show you something else, you guys. You see how it says Brennan Corp right here? You guys will see that on the sheet. You're gonna change that to your last name. So what you want to do is you want to double click here, it says Brennan Corp, and you want to put in your last name. So for instance, it would be Bridget Corp, or it'd be Smith, whatever. And so you want to go ahead and put in your name so that you have some ownership of that. Mine's gonna remain Brennan Corp. Okay, how we doing there, guys? Casey working okay? Colin working okay? Okay, good. All right, so now what we just did there is this is now in place, and that is how we do this. Now, moving right along here. You guys doing okay there? Now, I'm just gonna show you this just because it's one of those kind of things you can do. If you wanted to make this look kind of pretty, you could actually go ahead, you could go into this right here and turn on realistic, so it gives you like a nice wood floor. Like if I go back over here and go to my level 2, I could do this kind of a thing and just make it realistic, and it gives me that view. Which, again, it's not something I'm gonna ask you to do, but some people kind of like the way that looks, okay? So we got that right there. But for right now, we're not gonna worry about that. Now, so we've got our cover sheet. We've got the first floor. We've got the second floor. Now we're gonna go to our elevations. Now our elevations right here, fortunately, it's the same kind of thing we've been working on. We're gonna go ahead and turn in your construction documents to page A3. On page A3, up at the upper left corner, there is the east elevation. So we're gonna go here, and we're gonna go to our elevations. Now you're gonna notice here's your elevations, your building elevations. So I'm gonna click on east, I'm gonna drag it right here, I'm gonna drop it, and drop it right around there. Now when I drop it there, that looks pretty good.
I don't have like the east and west.
Yeah, you do. You just gotta take a look right here. You gotta take, you
must on the left elevations,
might have to click on the plus sign.
the elevations.
Okay, and then once you got this, it's looking like this, and then you're gonna go and you're gonna grab north. And you're gonna pull north over to this side. And so all of these, you're just going to do your best to kind of like keep them aligned, like I'm doing right now. And then we're gonna do the same thing by grabbing south and pulling this over here. And we'll do that. And then we'll pull in west, okay? And so you're gonna notice that these automatically populate into a good configuration. So now at this point, with very little effort, you're getting a very presentable set of plans right here. Now this needs to move down because that shouldn't be like that. So I'm gonna go there, pull it down. And that is, now this needs to move over too. So you just want to keep these nice lined up, you know, like I'm doing right now, just so that they look, you know, like somebody knew what they were doing. And I'm just going to use this. I'm going to pull this over like I'm doing there. And that's how you go ahead and make that work. So that is how you make your elevations. Now, the one thing about this right here is these elevations are a little bit crowded right now. Mine are, yours might not be. But if that's the case, I can simply go into east. And when I go into east, I can pull these over a little bit. I can click on this and just pull this over like that. And that'll just kind of make it a little bit less crowded. And so that's what we do there. Okay, so that is how we would place those. Any questions about that at all? Alan, working okay? Casey, okay? Armando, working okay? Yes, sir.
We have to change the scale, right?
For these, no, these are actually all the right scale. These are all at 3/16 of an inch. So again, this is the goal. This is the master. You match this. Okay, so since that is, since we've matched that, we're in good shape right there. All right, so we've just knocked out our elevations. Not hard to do. Okay, moving on from there, and you can do some fine tuning by grabbing these things and moving them around. I'll let you guys kind of figure that out. Again, I don't want to tell you every mouse click, okay, but I want to get you started. Now, let's look at A4. A4 has nothing on it. We're going to go here and grab the footing. Again, this is on our floor plans. We grab footing and pull it over, and we're going to drop it right there. And there's that plan, completely done. And that one's all set. So A4, boom, done. Nothing to it. You guys with me so far? So you just drag these out there. Now the next thing. We're going to go here to our let's see here. That's our foundation plan. Let's look at our schedules right now. Take a look at your schedules. Now, on your schedule sheet, there's nothing on here right now. So we're going to go ahead and drag our schedules. Now, over here on your project browser, if you go here to schedules, you got a door schedule and you got a window schedule, which is all we want. So we're going to click on door schedule. We're going to drag it right up to here and drop it. And then we're going to grab the window schedule and drag it over here and drop it. And these schedules right now are automatically generated by what your model has in it. Yes.
My A5 is wall section. You're skipping that and going to A6.
We're going right to A6, yeah. We're going to go to A5 in a minute. I deliberately skipped over A5 because that's going to be the last thing. That's going to take a little bit of time to do that.
Okay.
Good question, and we're good to go on that. So again, the thing I want to point out here is the door schedule and window schedule. You just have to drag those out there. They automatically populate. All the information that we need is right there. You'll also notice that you can include a cost for the different doors and the windows, and then you can get a running total for how much they would be.
I think.
Okay, any questions at all? You guys good? Okay, now the last thing, we're going to go to our wall section. Now, when you go to the wall section, this does not exist yet. We actually have to make this. The wall section is something that at this point, well, let's see if I have any. I can go down here and look at our sections. Yeah, let's go to sections and let's go here to wall section. Go to sections and double click on wall section. Let's see what that looks like. Not much going on. Not much going on at all. So we're gonna have to make a new one. All right, so we don't have a good wall section right now. So we're gonna make one. So let me do this real quickly. Yeah, not much happening right there. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make a section right now. So let's go here. I'll show you guys how to make a section. It's not hard to do. Let's go back to level 1. And when you go to level one, what we're going to do is we are going to create a section. Now, let me show you what this is going to look like. Because as we get this together here, we're going to see something, and we're going to put this together here. So let me do this. Okay, so we got this. Let me do this. Let's see here. Okay, I'm gonna just close everything out here.
Why?
I'm gonna close that please. All right, and now what I'm gonna do is looking at this right here. Okay, custom garage and wall section. Okay, so I don't have a wall section yet. So back here to level one, what I'm gonna do right now is I am going to create a wall section. Now, to create a wall section is actually to go ahead and create a side view that we actually want to use. So let me show you what this looks like. I'm going to go here. I'm going to open up my custom garage plan. Okay, right here. And okay, all right. So this looks like this. Okay, now what I'm going to do here is with this one, I'm going to go to my level one, and I'm going to go out here, and I'm going to just turn this on right here. Now, when I turn this on right here, you can see this. I've got this going on right now. This right here is my section plan. And looks like that's not what we were supposed to be here. So it looks like we have to make a new one. Okay, then we have to make a new one, which is fine. We'll just go ahead and do that. So let's go over here to level one. And let me just show you first what we're going to do here. Let me explain what's going to happen. Just watch what I'm going to do. So I've got this right here. This is my level one. And what I want to do right now is I want to make a section. Now, a section is essentially going to be a complete side view of this. Is that gone? Seriously? Is that gone? Looks like I didn't do this one. Okay, that's okay. We'll do it right now. And we will go ahead and back to here. And yeah, I guess not there. Okay, so what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna create a wall section. Now to create a section, I'm gonna go up here, and this is the tool that you use. It looks like that, section. And what I want to do is I'm gonna go to section, and then I'm gonna make a wall section. So to make a wall section, we go here. I'll show you how to do this in just a minute. Let me just kind of show you how this works. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna drag this right through here. And I went ahead and did that. And now I got to turn this on because it's missing. So I'm gonna click on this, and I'm gonna unhide that category. So I got that. Now, once I've done that, and I've got this in place, I'm going to take a look at it. When I take a look at it, this is what I'm seeing right now. Now, look what's happening right here. What is happening? What am I seeing? What I'm seeing right now is actually a section view. Now, a section view is essentially just a cut through. This is a wall cut through. So I'm looking at a wall cut through right now, and it's giving me level one, it's giving me level two, and it's giving me a really solid section right there. I'm going to put some detail in it. But let me show you how you're actually going to make this. Okay, so now that I've done this, I'm going to go ahead and put this together for you guys as well. So this is what we're going to do here. I'm going to just close out of that, and I'm going to go over to here. This is what you want to do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get rid of this section. I'm going to put it in right now. So to put a section in, let's go to level one. And when you go to level one, we're going to put a section in right here. So watch this. This is what we do. We go up here. Here's the tool. It's called section. You click on section. And then you want to go over here and you want to change this to wall section. Change to wall section. Then we're going to click here and pull it down like this. And you won't see anything, but that's okay. It's going to say none of the created elements are visible, right? You guys are all seeing that? Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. Just click, just hover your cursor at the upper right and click there. And then we're going to go down here and click on this light bulb. And it's going to say reveal hidden elements. And you're going to click on this right here that you just made and click on hide category. And then just, you can click this X to close out of it. And then you're going to see this right here. I made several. That's okay. And figure this with you. Okay. And are you guys seeing this right now?
Yeah.
All right. Now let me show you something here. This is where this gets really good. Double click on it and it should show you something like that.
Yeah.
You guys seeing that? Now, this is a wall section. Now, turn with me in your construction documents to page A5. Because on page A5, you're gonna notice that this looks pretty similar. So we're gonna do a couple things. First of all, we're gonna click on this. This is called the cropping region. We're gonna pull this down like this. Yes.
How did you get the section to show up? Like after you did the.
Yep.
I know.
Okay, what I did is on level 1 right here, to get this to show up, you go down to this little light bulb down here.
Mhm.
And then what you do is you click on the section.
Right.
And then once you click on the section, you go to unhide category,
Mhm.
and then you turn this off. And then when you do that, it's gonna look like you're gonna get that. Does that make sense?
So,
You seeing that? And then you double click on this right here. See where I'm at right here? Do you see this marker now?
yeah, I see. the mark.
Okay, double click on the arrowhead right here. When you double click on the arrowhead, this should show up. Are you seeing that?
I did, mine is shortening it to where it doesn't show the whole house.
Was that him?
Mine shows the whole front of the house.
Yeah, you don't want that. Okay, so what you want to do is, again, as you're doing this section, let's go back to level 1.
It's like I have the whole thing, but it's like.
Okay, okay, looking at this right now, what you want, check this out right here. If you click on this right here, you're gonna see, okay, when you click on this right here.
Yeah.
Does this say wall section or building section?
Says Walson.
Okay, then what you want to do is just want to adjust so click the edge of it and adjust these edges so it looks like mine. So that means you're gonna drag them so that it looks like it's covering just the area I have right here. Okay? Because that's what determines what your section looks like. And then go to section 1, it should look like this, okay? Okay, yeah,
I got the section to show up, but it's on my level 1, it's pulling up like 2, like the whole categories can show up. Let me step up, see it matters.
okay. Let me troubleshoot these and Armando, is that working with you? Okay. Okay, looks good, looks good. Okay, let's go back to level 1.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just the mind.
Click on the edit section. Yeah, just click on it, yeah. Okay, what's happening right now is you see, okay, that's, okay, what you want to do right now is you want to grab this and pull it up. Pull it up to the right.
Oh,
Right here.
this.
Yes. And then you grab that. And that's good, yeah. Then go back to section 1.
So that was, I dragged the wrong part.
Yep. That's all. Okay, and the section can be fine tuned as you go along here. Okay, got it?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay, so now what we're gonna do right now at this point is we have now got this section. Now, how is this section generated? The section came from the model. We didn't have to do this in AutoCAD, totally disconnected. It's doing it automatically. Now, here's the beautiful thing about this. All we have to do right now is add a couple little notations, okay? And it's done. So you see level 2 is here, you see level 1 is here, the footing's here, so that's all good. What we're gonna do right now is we want to thin these lines out because they're too thick. So remember the thin lines tool. Thin lines tool is located up here. Right here, remember this one? So we click on thin lines and it's going to, we'll save the project. But you want to thin the lines out and then we're going to zoom into here and take a look at how that looks right here. That's how that looks. Okay, so now what we're going to do is you can see it's got a few things going on here. We're going to make this really, really simple right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to, you know what, we don't need these, we don't need the levels. So we're going to turn off the levels. So click on this level, click right on it. And type in VH. When you type in VH, it's the fastest way to hide it. Now, you may be seeing right here, this window, this door right here. So what you want to do is hover your cursor so it's on top of the door and type in VH again, and it'll hide that. Then it'll just kind of clean it up. And it should look something like mine looks like right now. So it's just nice, clean lines going up and down. We're going to make this really simple. Notice what's going on in the middle of the wall. In the middle of the wall, you see a symbol going on there, looking on your sheet on A5, and it's showing us insulation. So to make the insulation, let me show you how to do that. There's actually a specific tool up here called insulation. So you're going to go here with insulation. So click right here, and you're going to bring it right down here. and bring it to the midpoint here and just drag it straight up. And you're gonna fill that wall with batted insulation, just like that. So just pull up to the top, and so might need to move over a little bit. If you click on it, you might just need to use your arrows and move it over here. But that is how you actually put an insulation. Pretty cool. What's that?
It's crazy.
Yeah, so it does this automatically. And then there is actually just a couple other things we're going to add here. And that's going to be this right here. Now notice, take a look at this right here.
Which one is it? Annotate.
Yep, annotate tab and installations right there, yep. Okay, now the next thing we're gonna do, we're just gonna do a couple of really minor things right now. Whenever you see a wall section, one of the things you see in the section are the actual studs, okay? Or in this particular case, look down at the bottom, and on the bottom, you'll see it says bottom plate. Now, what that should look like here as we're getting into this right now, let me jump in this real quickly here, is we're gonna zoom into this right now, down to here. And what we're gonna do is down here, we're gonna put in a sideways stud. So how do we do that? Well, let me show you. Down here, under our families, under our detail items, go down here and go to detail items. And under detail items, you're gonna see that there are a few things out here. And down here, you'll notice one of the things says nominal cut lumber section. Now, what this is right here, these are 2x4s. You see how this says 2x4? You guys see that? So we're gonna click on 2x4. We're gonna drag it over here. Now look at this. See that? It's a sideways stud. To rotate it, you press your space bar. And then you can just take it and drop it right in that cavity and it fits perfectly. And that, it would be called your bottom plate. Does that make sense?
Wait, what one was it?
Over here, nominal cut lumber section, 2x4. Do you see this?
Mine's right. Is there a way to rotate it?
As you're bringing it in, you press your space bar. You could also just use your rotate after the fact. Okay, now, one other thing we're gonna do here, we're gonna put in, you guys see this anchor bolts hook side? You guys see these right here, a little bit above? You guys see that?
Yeah.
Let's go to 3/4 inches. We're gonna click on 3/4 inch and bring it in, and we're gonna drop this just like that. And that is quite a bit of detail right there. And I'm just gonna go ahead and zoom in this a little bit, and we're gonna just do this like that. So you got that. So now you've got a, you've actually got an anchor bolt right there holding that down.
Okay.
You guys see that? Yes, sir.
Can't find the 2x4 thing.
Okay, first, go over here. Do you see your detail items here? Scroll down your families. And you'll see, do you see detail items? And when you see detail items, you're gonna click on that plus sign. Are you seeing that at all?
Yep.
All right, and then when you scroll down here, you're gonna find nominal cut lumber section, 2x4. Seeing that?
Yep.
Okay, and then you're just gonna drag that over into this location here, and that's what this is right here. That's what this is. And as you bring it in, if you press your space bar, you can rotate it. All right?
Mine's like overlapping slightly.
Okay, how we doing, guys? Everyone all set? Okay, now, yes.
How do you fix the screw from overlapping slightly with the block?
Okay, well, zoom in really close.
Yeah.
And then when you zoom in, just use your arrow keys like this.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, and the closer you zoom in, the more precision you'll have. Okay, now, next thing, let's zoom up to the top here. Now take a look at the top of your of the wall here. Do you guys see at the top, there's a double top plate? Do you guys see that?
Yeah, I shouldn't have been too far down the thing. There it is.
Okay. On your sheet, you guys see where it says double top plate?
Yes.
Okay, the double top plate, which actually my arrow is missing, But the double top plate right there, essentially what that's describing is at the top of a wall, you'll have two studs on top of each other. We're gonna put those in right now.
How come our joist doesn't overlap?
What's that?
Our joist doesn't go into the wall. Like our joist stops.
You mean on the sheet?
Yeah, or on the sheet, it goes over.
Well, we're gonna fix it.
Okay.
Okay, this is where we have to answer. By the way, that's a very good point. What you just said, Ethan, is actually something that actually is exactly why we're doing this right now, because what happens is when you're working with Revit, Revit is not great at doing details. It's just not. Are you noticing that right now we're kind of cheating now? We're kind of taking Revit, but now we're kind of putting stuff on top of it, which sounds kind of bogus. This is what you have to do with every Revit project. And the reason why is Revit does not have enough detail built into all the families to actually build this out at the level we need it to be. Maybe in the next 20 years it will be. Maybe through AI it will be, but it's not there now. So what we have to do is we have to go in there and fill in that detail. That's what we're doing right now. So what we're doing right now is what you said is actually very observant, because you notice the sheet said one thing and this says another. Well, what we have to do is we have to go in there and fix that. So first of all, though, we're going to put in the double top plate here. So the double top plate goes over here. We're going to go over here to our nominal cut lumber section, 2x4 again. I'm going to take this and bring it over. I'm going to rotate it. I'm going to put this first one right there and put another one right underneath it, just like that. So that's your double top plate. Double top plate should look like that. It's even with this joist. So that's what you have right there. And then we'll get to your joist issue, because you're totally right about that. And by the way, I just put this shading on there so you can see what's going on right here. Sometimes it's helpful to put on the realistic shading to see what's happening right here. And so I just did that so you guys can see what's going on, but I'll put it back to hidden. Okay, now, notice that on my sheet, notice that on page A5, you guys with me right now? All right, on page A5, you're gonna notice that this joist right here covers all this insulation, but it's not happening now. We have to do the same thing. So let me show you how we do that. We cheat. How do we cheat? We use what's called a masking region. Essentially what we're going to do, we're going to take a Post-it note and put it over the top of that. Okay, just cover it up. Now, how do we do that? Well, the Post-it note is up here on annotate, and it's called right here under region. It's called masking region, just like putting a Post-it note on top. So I'm going to masking region here. Now watch this. I'm going to do a couple things here. First of all, I'm going to change this to be a rectangle. And now watch this. I'm just going to go here and I'm going to make a rectangle. I'm going to click here. I'm going to drag this down over to here and stop. Now watch this. When I click the green check mark and I press the escape key, oh, where'd that go? Looks like that's not, let me go ahead and bring it to the front. Sometimes you got to bring it to the front. There we go. Look at that. Now you see it, now you don't. So what do we do there is we just paste it over the top of it. It's just like putting like a Post-it note on top of it. So you make a rectangle and you just make it fit over the top of it. And then if it's not covering, you click it and you choose bring to front, or you can send it to back. In this case, you do this, but it should look like that when you're done. Does that make sense? So what did we do? We cheated. We went over the top and said, this doesn't really exist. It does, but we're saying it doesn't because that doesn't make sense for a set of construction plans. So now that we've done that, we're going to cheat a little further because we have to make these lines continue as if they're supposed to be. So we're going to go here to detail line. And we're going to go over here and we're going to make this thin lines. Now watch this. I'm going to go here and just go straight across to here like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing right here. Click here and go straight across to there. And when I've got that, we have that in place. And then I can just, now this right here can be pulled down a little bit because I don't need that. So look at that. What do we got there? That is how it's supposed to look. Now, what we just did there is we made the joist go to the edge. Yeah.
My original line from that block never disappeared.
Your original line from,
The
Yeah,
one that
mine
went
is the same.
down, like mine's still there. Like I had the missing part, but then right next to it where there was that line, my line had disappeared. So there was a
zoom in and out a little bit and see if it disappears.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Did it?
yeah.
Yeah, it's the graphics card thing.
But like when I highlighted it, it still says there's a line there.
Yeah, okay, but if you zoom out like this, look at that, my
Yeah,
line's
like
back,
this is
see that? Now, see that? See how it kind of comes and goes? That's a graphics card thing with Revit, and it's just because it's not compatible. And when you go here, notice this right here. Okay, it's obviously masking it. Is that helping there? Does that make sense?
Yeah, so how do we draw the line again?
Okay, to draw a line, you go here to detail line here. And then you're gonna change it to thin lines. When you make it thin lines, you're just gonna go ahead and draw the lines over there like that.
Gotcha.
Yep, and that's it.
You click on, line style.
When you go to detail lines, first of all. And then you change the lines down here where it says thin line. You wanna change it. You can change the line that you have right here. We're just gonna choose thin lines. Yep, and then you have that.
Yeah.
Okay. Save your work. You guys are doing great. And now we're gonna do is we're going to put in the different text here. Okay, now notice there's some text here. At the top, it says asphalt shingles, and then it says 1/2 inch plywood and so forth. We're gonna go ahead, let me show you guys something here. We're gonna go here. And right over here, this is your crop region. We're gonna click on this to hide it. See this? We can hide the crop region or turn it on. We're gonna hide that. And then we're just gonna go ahead and put in all of the text here. Now watch this. This is just like what we did before. I'm gonna click on text. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to start by making a leader. And I'm gonna start with the very top here. I'm gonna, yeah,
Could you say because it's like covered in the bottom? How do you think of the square?
okay, hang on a second here. Okay, all right, now this should actually be smaller, so we're here. Okay, what's the question again?
So like this didn't, but the bottom of like the board is like covered. Like I couldn't see how you remove the square lines.
You mean here?
Now the ones that you just did, like the outer lines.
Yeah, right here, this is what it is. Okay, look at this right here. This is called show crop region. When a crop region, this goes on or off, okay? There's a light bulb next to a couple square icons. That's what turns it on and off. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so you want to turn that off. And then we're just going to put in these labels here. And you want to change the size of the text to 330 seconds Arial. So it's asphalt shingles. And then the next one's going to be 1/2 inch plywood and so forth. So just let's put these in. And I think you guys understand where we're going now. Okay.
It's so close.
And we go here to 330 seconds. And you're gonna need to change this so that it is, these are, yes,
How do we click on the box to change the fonts again? For whatever reason, it won't let me do it. I'm trying to figure out what to do.
okay, what you do is as you're working with it right now, you go here. Okay, watch what I'm doing. Up here, go here. And you have this,
Right.
then over here, you change what you want here under properties. 330 seconds there is
Oh,
what
I'm
you
just
want.
gonna do it before I.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you can do it after the fact and adjust it if it went in the wrong size.
I think it just one line instead of the two.
Yeah.
Wait, can we just have it this? Make use.
Yeah, right, it's a different thing. Is it the shingles?
No, I'm talking about this. The one that's the same, but one straight, can I just have one line? Can I just have one more line pointing to it instead of two?
Where are there two lines?
Like yours is slanted and then it goes straight. Can I just have a straight line pointing to that?
Well, if you just use this will give you two. This is two, this is one. So you pretty much, it's gonna give you a lot more flexibility if you just do it with the other one. So, yeah. And so you're just gonna put in the same notes that I have on the sheet on page A5. So spend the next couple minutes doing that. That's gonna be about the last thing. Yeah, and I've got a little error here. My insulation actually, my insulation leader actually got a little bit corrupted, but that's okay. Yours doesn't have to be. So,
The ceiling joists, we're pointing at the boxes, not above it, right?
I'm sorry, what?
When we're writing the ceiling joist thing, it's pointing at the boxes that we made, like the 2x4s, not above it.
Yeah, that's what is, just copy what's on the plan. That's fine. And that's gonna be good enough. Because it's gonna be pretty clear it's a ceiling joist. Actually, in this particular case, it's a floor joist and it's a ceiling joist. It could be either way. But I just said ceiling joist and we'll leave it that way. Insulation, it's a stud. 2x4 stud.
The siding's supposed to be half foot siding or half inch siding.
It should be 1/2 inch. Yeah, siding is a 1/2 inch. Yep. Oh, yeah, you're right. I made an error. Thanks. Yeah, this one, I made a few errors on this one. Sorry about that. This has gone through several iterations and every time I work on it, I kind of like tweak something and try to make it better and easier and all that stuff. And just try to make it a good learning experience, but I keep on changing stuff. This one I didn't tweak, so I need to update these. So mea culpa.
Well, this is 2x4.
What's that now?
Sorry, the insulation on our sheet kind of covers the 2x4 part. And this 2x4 stud.
Yeah, it does. It's like, so I'm showing you the correct one right here. So,
No worries.
yeah, yeah, but you can probably kind of guess what a lot of this stuff is, but as it is right now, I've got it all identified. And yeah, and then when you're all done, that's going to serve as our wall section. So you want to save it. And then once we have that, I'm gonna take that and you can guess what we're gonna do here. I'm gonna go out to my sheet, I'm gonna drag that out there, so find my wall section here. Which is here under my sections, wall section here. I'm gonna section 1 and drag it over here, and it looks like that. And it needs to be a little bit larger, needs to be 1 inch equals a foot, so I need to go back here and change it. So change to 1 inch equals a foot, and it should fit about perfect. We'll see if it does. Sometimes you gotta tweak a little bit here to get it to work. Yeah, right now it's a little bit, just has to be if I can get better here. And this is what your sheet should look like when that's all together. That is what your sheet should look like. And you're going to also change the, make sure you go through and change the drawn by. Make sure you got that. And the dates already has been done automatically. But you just want to kind of catch it up here so that all the sheets are complete. So go through those and make sure that they're all correct. Yep. And yes.
The wall section is a little small, is there a certain change of scale?
Yeah, you gotta change the scale. Take a look in the book, on the document. I just went through that. And you wanna change it according to what you see on the sheet that I gave you. Then you're gonna need to kind of make it fit on the sheet.
There would sort of hide the surrounding border on the sheet and just go kind of neat.
Yes, what you would do is to
Yeah.
hide that. Okay, here right now, what you would do is you would double click inside here, double click inside.
I got it.
Okay, you get good, good, all right, and then you turn it on, off, good. And so once you guys have all that together, you are, it's going something like that. And yeah, and that is a very respectable set of construction plans, and it could be tweaked here or there, but that gives say, ooh, what happened? I moved something in that bit. Gotta fix it, okay. So yeah, I did this. It looks like I took it too far there.
Doesn't matter if our errors don't look exactly like the sheet.
No, not worried about that. Mine don't look like the sheet either. Okay.
I might bring it in. Only. Even change that.
All right. And so anytime you're actually gonna be working on a set of plans and you need to have a wall section. That's how you do it. That's the trick. And then you have probably more detail than I have here, but this tells you exactly what you would do. All right,
It's like your page is like shrunk almost.
Man, it's just like the brackets. It's like your level, it's like a solid.
So we're done after we like make sure all the.
Yep.
Product
What-
descriptions, all our name.
once you got that in, that's it. And so what you're gonna do now is this is what you're going to hand in. Now, the name of this is gonna be custom garage dash your last name. So what you're gonna do out here is you're going to submit that, and that's all we're doing for tonight. That was the project. So out here under, I'll get this out to here. We're gonna go out to here. And what you're gonna do is you're going to go up here. Now, here is the project right here. Right here, you're going to under custom garage plans. Now, here it is. What you're gonna do is this is it right here. Custom grant. This is where you're gonna hand it in. And so I've got the a question.
Yeah, my lines won't go away on like the template.
When he's doing the hide in view to like get the surrounding box out, it won't disappear for some reason.
Yeah,
But I don't know if the graphics card issue, even when you zoom in and out, it still doesn't like disappear.
Okay. The
this won't go away. Even if I hide it.
yeah, double click inside of it. You press your escape key twice. Double click inside of it.
First, right?
And it's on the road. Yeah, let's see what you got there.
Should I just click undo a bunch?
Let's see. Well, you can do it on this. I like that. And there it is. Okay, now at this point, this is just not letting me. Save this. What's wrong with it? It's
Like,
Or you can move it around inside the box.
yeah, this is correct right here. Okay, you're missing your properties right now. That's gonna be a problem because you can't do, remember we talked about this, so you've got. Actually, your properties are turned out. Okay, and let's see here, now over here, the wall sections here. Yeah, so for some reason it doesn't like this. Feels like you're. Coming down the sleep right now. Because that's fine. That's fine. The, right.
If you just. Get in lines.
Section, so.
Sure. Yeah, it's the file normal. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm there. You want the plans back?
Yeah, sure. I'll take that. Thank you.
Also, someone left a mouse at my desk.
Oh,
so-
gosh, okay. Yeah, so just send that in as custom project with your last name. Good job. Well done. Yeah, and for some reason this is frozen up. I'm not sure what's going on there. We don't have something like correctly here. Nothing here. And, all right. I don't really know. One troubleshoot this.
Yeah. I think. Did you say that is custom garage project?
Space dash, custom garage, dash, yes, we go here. That looks good.
And where's my glasses?
What's that?
So you all think it's bright in the sun with my glasses? Probably. The one thing I got here, but then my dad sent me a bunch of photos of like, apparently since we got here in the last like hour or so, it like hit wind advisory, and now there's like snow and gray skies everywhere. It's 7:40. I'm pretty sure there's no sun outside there. That's true. Yeah, probably dark. That was a deer last time we were home. Did you really? It was right inside the road. I would have been so mad. No, like when I went outside, it was clear and sunny, and my dad sent me this at 6:34, an hour later. If it was just like completely different weather. How would you say we're getting most stuff to use?
What's that?
Project stage, but I'm only doing the doors, so just.
You could, and the thing is, right now, that might be used, that seems working better. That's what I'm gonna do right now, so look here, put a level one, that's good. And we'll save it. Okay, and yeah, and then, yeah, very often, a reboot is all you need right here. I don't even think of that's, it's all good though. Okay, so just save this. So go ahead, guys, and get that submitted.
All right, thanks.
And yeah, go ahead and do that. So that's good. That's great, you guys. That completes. We're right where we should be. Next week.
What am I turning in again? Like,
What's that?
You do.
what am I turning in? Just,
That project we just worked on tonight,
Just building.
the Revit. You're gonna go ahead and yeah,
Turn it in. Project's all there.
yeah, you just submit like you do and everything else.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And
Cover page.
let's see here. All set with the plans.
Sage.
Look okay for it? All right, very good. Well done. See you guys next time. Have a good night. We are doing well. Okay,
Oh, yeah, really.
all right. I'll sit there.
What is this? Thing doesn't have it in download. But.
Doesn't have one downloads?
Where are you measuring? You know, project doesn't show up in download here.
Where have you, is it on the desktop?
see, I've been saving it.
Top showers getting put in.
So it's-
Yeah, and then this.
Down.
You go to your desktop, this should be on your desktop.
Bottom,
Okay, where have you been saving it?
Why does this happen with just me?
those are gonna come through, get rid of all this and then we do another.
Okay, how about, let me see what's going on. Well, you know, it's still, as long as we didn't get out of here, you just got it on, so like the key there, the thing is, it can save it in different places. Well, it's right here on the, it's right here on the flash drive.
You just save everything in your flash drive instead.
So you just go right here. Open, you were, there it is right there, okay. So, we got it uploaded.
I just scroll back.
And we are good to go. Yes, okay. Just got it right now.
Flash drive.
Yeah, make sure you have everything on your flash drive also, and if you want to, you can mail it to yourself. Also, you guys do have an S drive.
Do I have to put my last name in or?
You already did. Yep, you already did. And okay, and that is it, everyone. So nicely done. And that's gonna be it. And I'll take it from there, I guess we're gonna have something else.
Another one. Never actually do the. I saw my Tuesday lab. Instead I get around like 10 o'clock every night. It's refreshing to actually.
I mean. Like, this would. Yeah, like, well, no, very working. But it's like, there's different going on. So this is your top bill. This is where you're gonna be staying, this is the whole, so like, you can, you have that on this.